Good afternoon, Boat Club. It's Friday, July 21st. This is your mid-year financial briefing coming at you. I'll try to make it as short as possible to communicate the information that's important for everyone to know at this point. So we had a flag board meeting on Tuesday, so most of these slides are left over from that. Started with Spencer Young, the treasurer, reporting out on the month of June and then year-to-date revenue. So I'll draw your attention to the month of June, where our total income was $99,500. So this was a record month. We were $500 short of hitting $100,000 in total income for the month of June. So that's pretty cool. Had we known that, I probably would have bought something for $500 just to get it over. But we still have July. I think we have fewer events in July to try to reach that number. But then let me draw your attention down to the bottom, down here, the net income. This is your earnings before interest and taxes. It was minus $1,500. So yes, we had a big revenue, but why was our profitability less than zero? And the simple answer is we had 3 payrolls during the month of June. The timing worked out such, we had 5 Fridays in that month that helped with the top line, but we also had the 3rd payroll that hit during the month. So it's not to be alarmed. If you remove that 3rd payroll, then that would put us at about a plus $8,000. So year to date, you look over here, year to date, we're more than $500,000 in top line. That's an indicator because our total goal is to reach $1 million in total revenue for 2023 with a stretch goal of 1.1. And you can see at half year mark, we're at 536, so looks like we're clearly going to be right in that happy zone. Now you take that down to the bottom line. So this net income, our profitability, is $18,000 on that $500,000. Now, our goal is that for that number by the end of the year to be 10% or somewhere around $100,000 of EBITDA minus the board elective reinvestment spends back into the club. I think those numbers are going to be around 40. I believe that's likely what we've spent, although I didn't look at those numbers prior to now, so don't hold me to that. But if we come with a total number at the bottom of the line at the end of the year, somewhere around 50 or 60 grand, we're still technically meeting our objective. However, I'm really focused on profitability right now. I really want that number to be better. We need to continue to improve our cash reserves because we, starting next year, really need to start focusing on the future, either expansion and or relocation, probably both. Okay, moving on. Boat Club membership currently at 346 with 11 new members just in the last 30 days. That is a record number of memberships. In the past, we've been around that low 200, 220, 250, and then we've been on a growth for 3 years now. So 346, we set an objective to, of course, we want to keep it below 400. We don't think our operations can handle any more than that. I'm very happy with around this 346. The board has voted to end the golden ticket promotion at the end of this month. So that should slow the growth. Now, what I think we're going to do is, depending on the membership levels come January, we'll likely reopen up the golden ticket program or at least continue it for those who haven't used theirs this year. Something like that is likely to occur. So for the next 6 months, new membership will pay full boat starting August 1. So you still have a couple of weeks left for a golden ticket. Okay, this does show, this is a membership graph showing 2021, we were around that looks like 240. 2022, we crossed over 300, low 300s, and now we're at the mid 300s. Okay, this is a trend graph. We're not going to talk about that for now. Okay, coming back to this is the last 8 years of top line revenue for the club. This is what we budgeted, 2023. That's right up there at about $1 million. And it's kind of broken down. I have a pie chart that I want to show you what these colors are. This is yellow is operations, blue is memberships, dues, storages, assessments, and so on. Okay. This is the total income by month in comparison to 2022. The blue is this year, and you can see, so the first thing you might note is the trend. As summertime heats up, we trend up, and as it starts to cool down, football season comes in here. Football season does sort of carry us into here, but what I think is we're going to continue to be stronger over last year regardless. You can see, so we did 99 last month, and it looks like the same month last year was low 80s. So all these trends look very good. And by the way, we haven't raised any prices along the way. For some of you who may not know, this is the breakdown of our income. I've been looking at this because I wanted to see, as membership grows and activity grows, how does the makeup of our revenue change, if at all? And it's really very little seems to change, either month to month or year over year, and so everything seems to be directly related to each other. So to explain this, 55%, essentially 55-45, 55% of our income comes from membership dues, storage, and assessments. So you're $80, you're $80 a month, and new members, initiation fees and things of that nature account for 55% of our income, and 45% is everything operations, bar, galley primarily. And we are indicating event income in a slightly different category. We're going to buzz through that. This is bar revenue. It kind of trends in the same as our total revenue does, but what I'm looking at here is year over year. The gray is 2022. So you can see we are substantially busier in the bar than we were the same time last year, with the exception of April. April was busy last year. I want to say that might have had to do with some events that we had going on in 2022. This is by day for the month of June, and we like to look at this because we see what events are most successful. So our best event for the month of June was June the 3rd, and that turns out to have been the Sears Brothers gig. So that was quite good. We had a $4,200 day on the 24th. I don't remember who that was. Maybe anyway, that's slipping me. But so by day, this is sort of an activity chart. This is galley. So galley is continues to be an area of improvement in efficiency, I want to say. It shows by day our sales. Our peak day was a Friday night on the 16th. We did $1,845 in galley. But you know, we're getting that 1,200, that 1,300, 1,200. I think we did 1,600 on the last prime rib night. So we're focusing on the cost of labor in the galley. Cost of labor on an average meal should be about 30% of the cost of that food. And I would be thrilled if the cost of food was at 50%. Some restaurants get that much better. Now, the exception of that 50% number is steaks, because the boat club essentially buys down the price that we sell to our members as an added benefit. So if you take out the stakes, or if you add back in the boat club subsidized amount for that stake, I would be thrilled with a 50% cost of food, leaving small amounts of margin left over. So we're looking closely at the opportunity of profitability, but you can see as far as our operations go, it's still a relatively small component. Nonetheless, we don't want this to be a loser because it's a drag down when it doesn't have to be. So I think the story behind this chart is we're measuring, and the only way to improve is if you measure, and so that's what we're trying to do. This one overlays our purchase for food. You can see we sell in yellow, and then you'll see the gray when you go and load the kitchen up. All right. This is galley year over year to date. Yellow is 2023, and last year 2022 is in the blue. So we're exceeding last year with the exception of February and with the exception of May. We had a huge May last year, $12,235. I don't remember what was going on then. But yeah, so all these things look good. Okay, a couple of things we talked about at the meeting. Actually, the PB Town Council is going to have their first meeting in Chandler Hall on August the 2nd. I'm thrilled about that. That was is a strategic and potentially an important move, an additional move towards our objective number 3. And so we're trying to, keep our community close and keep everyone familiar with the boat club and what it is we do. Talking about cleanup day, we're also trying to shore up our small storage organization. Same with staff meeting. We had a productive staff meeting at the end of June, talking about growth, change, preparing to grow, conflict resolution, things of this nature. And then finally, on my list is I have this thought that shouldn't a boat club actually own a boat? And so I think this idea may have wheels. And the purpose is, here's how we would use a pontoon boat. So a pontoon boat that, with the exception of extreme low tide, gets to our dock. We would use it for blind ski clinics. We would use it for our raft ups. We would use it for sunset cruises from the dock. So I think it's going to get a lot of use because right now we try to do events and we depend on volunteer boats in order to do that with skippers. So if the boat club actually has a boat, then we qualify volunteer skippers. And so we put it on the schedule, who wants to volunteer. So it means you got to run the boat around, put it in the water, skipper that event. So what we're looking for is a pontoon boat, probably 22 feet, something like that, maybe 24. It's got a trim. It's got a trim for that shallow water in the creek. And that's pretty much it. Doesn't have to be fast. It certainly doesn't have to be new. But what I think is the board of directors will likely approve the project because I think we can afford it, and I think it's true added value for our membership. So that, I think, is the last thing that I recall on our agenda. So maybe the boat club gets a boat, and our members have members that don't actually own a boat. We'll have an opportunity or more opportunities to actually get out on the water. So it is Friday night. I think we have Surfbirds tonight. And if I recall, Surfbirds are the one with the extremely talented young lady. Actually, it's a brother sister in this band. And the sister is classically trained on the flute. And she does this Jethro Tull. I don't remember if it's thick as a brick or which one it was, but she smokes, that thing. So that's what I got. If anyone is really interested for a deeper dive, or if you really want to know more about these numbers, I believe in transparencies. The other thing that I think I can honestly report is we really have cut down or trimmed down on, or we looked for wasted money, paying too much for things or having multiple accounts for things that we weren't really using. And so I think we've done a good job of finding low-hanging fruit. And now, for the most part, we're just focused on we're looking for areas where we can improve on profitability, lowering cost, and because we have the volume and we have the participation and the calendar is working, it's doing what it should do. So I'm thrilled about this. Now, if we get a long-term lease, then our hands become untied, and there's many things that we can start working on. So more on that when that becomes a reality. And I got my fingers crossed that reality could be coming soon. I don't know. I guess we'll see. It's exciting to know what the rest of the summer has for us. That's all I got. Appreciate you guys. Enjoy your day, and we'll see you at the club.